Welcome back to the Kimi Show. You were listening to the song Sakura from the Grammy-winning album Sakura, and you were just listening to Katana, another song from the Grammy-winning album Sakura. Katana means sword in Japanese, if you know. So, Masa, welcome back.
Hmm. Hi.
Um, Hello, thank you for
Hello.
being on
Hello.
our show.
Thank you. Thank you
Um,
for having me.
how were you inspired to write Katana?
Katana. I wanted to create some first song with traditional instruments such as the koto and the shamisen, and then it sounds like a very katana. So I almost all the time I named the song after I composed.
Mm,
So yeah,
right.
I was influenced by my music, and then sounds like a katana. It's kind of how to say that sound to cut anything by katana.
Mm. You
How
know
to?
how I thought when I listened to the song Katana, to me, it
Mm-hmm.
sounded like someone was welding the
Mm-hmm.
katana sword.
Ah.
The rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
It
Ah,
sounded
yeah,
like
yeah.
somebody was like trying to weld an
Mm-hmm.
iron into a sword, and it felt
Mm.
like this rhythm of
Yeah,
welding,
yeah, 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 yeah.
this
Yeah,
process of, continuous sharpening and welding.
yeah. It's a
Uh,
correct, correct.
yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, to continue the
Yeah,
BPM with yeah hitting the katana, but
yeah, yeah,
in my imagination, like a cutting the something. I don't
right,
want to say
right.
the
Oh
people,
no, no.
right?
Well, that was
Yeah, it's
okay.
too many, too
Right.
many though.
Originally, obviously,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
used as a weapon,
Yeah,
but
it's a
now,
weapon. Yeah, yeah.
yes,
But
yes.
then now it's kind of heritage and then yeah, cultural. Yeah, how to say? It's a historical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, culture stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I think it's amazing that, young artists are using more traditional instruments from Japan. The reason why I say this because I was at the beginning of the show, I mentioned to you that I was, Jeremiah and I were talking about we're going to go into Japanese pop music, and the last show before this one, I started to talk about Japanese, and where do I start when I talk about Japanese pop? I went 1,000 years back from Jomon Jomon Yayoi to
You
not,
know that
to
some music from that era?
so it was mainly drums. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know that nobody really knows what was, but there were flutes.
We did
This was
play some
yeah,
music from
yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started playing music from uh,
Nara.
Nara Heian period, like
Mm-hmm.
うん雅楽 music.
Gaga.
Right,
It's
so with lots
the
of
primitive
instruments,
music.
yes, very, very old. So traditional, that's how music started in Japan, in the imperial palace, in the imperial court. It was, there were various traditional Japanese instruments from sho to little, drums to koto, and then we went on to talk about kabuki. And then it reminded me of you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh shit, I have to have Masa on this show because
Oh, thank you.
now I'm talking like because I went back 1,000 years and then going back into history, looking into what Japan was and what kind of music we were performing. And during the Edo
Uh-huh.
period, where 250 years of peace, where
Mm-hmm.
kabuki, comedy, literature, all sorts of culture spurred during that peaceful era. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I ended our last show.
Oh.
Now we're going into modern Japan, modern music. So it's almost like, well, what is traditional music and what's pop music? And I think you blend
Mm-hmm.
traditional instruments, traditional music with contemporary pop music. So I
Yeah,
thought
that's
you're the
right.
perfect person that's now bridging the traditional Japan, which we should pride ourselves with it, as well as introduce Japanese traditional instruments that only existed in Japan or were influenced by Korea and China back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, these instruments are still used And it's good. It's amazing that you keep it alive, Masa. You keep all these traditional instruments. That is, it's not obsolete. It's
Mm.
still being used in traditional performances. But I love it that you then blend it in to the music, the current music.
Yeah, it was so good to spread out the Japanese culture to the American people, not only the American people, but all other countries' people with my Sakura. Yeah, but to be honest, I really wanna rely on the Japanese any sounds because it's so hard to um, spread out my music without the strong instruments because I'm a Japanese, obviously. And then if I compose some kind of American style song, they know well, they know better than me. So I came up with what if I blend it with my music was influenced by the American music. So I think it's better to combine everything. And then they might think, oh, it's kind of unique music, but sounds like American. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
familiar is familiar
right,
with the melody, but it's not familiar with uh, sonic. I mean the sounds.
right.
The music is yeah, sounds like
Hmm.
US, but yeah,
Hmm.
sounds like not US.
Yeah, I think that really differentiates your music with the others because with the rest of the current modern music or modern pop music is because and you stand out because you implement traditional Japanese music. Can you tell us what kind of instrument you've used in the Sakura album that's
So main yeah,
traditional from Japan or traditional
mhm.
Japanese?
Mainly koto Japanese harp
Hmm.
and shamisen. What's a Japanese guitar? How to I don't know
Yeah,
how to say that.
Japanese, yeah,
Yeah.
Japanese guitar.
Is the harp what's featured in the video?
Yeah.
Sakura?
A lady plays.
Yeah, lady playing it. Okay,
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you what that
yeah.
was. That's
That is
beautiful.
called koto.
Oh, beautiful. You got to
And
watch it. Let
then
me tell you, go to
mhm.
YouTube and look up Sakura. It's a Studio Live 65th
Yeah.
Grammy winner, Masa Takumi, and it's a really great. Subscribe, by the way. There's some great music video on here, great music. But this is really incredible to show all these instruments you're talking about right now.
Mm. But so funny thing, I released that video and then I featured koto too much. And then after I won, the many TV broadcast people ask me, where is Masa to me? Because she's too outstanding. And then I I don't show that much. So they don't think I'm there.
Yeah, so you're not you yeah,
Yeah,
people expect you to be featured more in the
yeah,
in the video.
yeah. I wanna let them listen to my music very much, but I don't wanna. It doesn't mean I don't wanna show up, but
Right.
yeah, my role is music, so I focus on the featuring musician too much, and they don't know. Yeah, where Masa Takumi is.
Just to give you some context, so koto and shamisen are instruments how many years old?
How many years?
I
He
would
does this to
well,
me all the time too, Masa. He gives me these tests, and puts me on the spot.
1,000, at least 1,000.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's
It's so cruel story though. They are made. I mean, the shamisen was made by the cat skin and the dog skin. So that's
back
why
in the
I
day,
couldn't bring it to the US because of the Washington, um,
treaty,
Washington, yeah.
treaty, yeah.
Washington Convention, yeah.
Yeah. I think nowadays they don't use
Yeah,
cats and dogs,
it's
right?
now recently,
Traditionally,
fabric skin
right.
is as a popular. And my shamisen as well, made by the fabric skin.
Who makes them?
Who?
Who, yeah, who makes who do Who makes these shamisen and koto, the traditional ones? Is it passed down from generations to generations?
Yeah, there are many. What to say? Sorry, I'm not sure because I just use instruments and then hired koto player.
Right.
They know well. They know well, but I don't know well. Sorry.
Because I know some of the like traditional performers of these traditional instruments, they've been passed down from generations for generations, and some of the musicians, the traditional musicians, are still of that family that's been around for hundreds of years, that performed in the imperial palace or for the for the royal families in Japan, but like the Togi family,
Mm-hmm.
so it's very, very traditional and highly respected within the
Yeah,
culture of Japan.
yeah. As far as I know, at least from the Edo era.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Edo period. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely from the Edo era, but I'm not sure from the Jomon era.
Oh no, definitely
Edo
not
era.
from Jomo.
Yeah,
I think it started to come in, during the uh Kamakura period, probably
yeah.
Kamakura, and then Edo period. That was when these instruments really kind of took off.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I
think
think so cool? I know that what you guys are talking about now because of Kimi's last show. I've got a history lesson.
So you're so interested in when
Yeah,
that invented.
it is interesting. I learned something new, and that's what I love about the Kimi Kato show. And I'm loving talking to you guys. We do got to take another break here real quickly. Kimi, what are we gonna go to break with this time?
Okay, Masa, what are we playing? Are we gonna go with
What?
Keep Your Eyes Closed?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
For taking a
Okay,
break.
okay. So the
Take a
next
lot of breaks
song
around here.
is Keep Keep Your Eyes Closed from the album Deep Down, released in 2017.
Enjoy. And you're listening to the Kimi
The
Kato
Kimi
Show.
Kato Show.